Welcome to Weeki Wachi Spring State Park. Step back in time and enjoy the classic mermaid show, but remember this quintessential old Florida site is also home to the deepest freshwater cave system. Oh, never mind. That's from the Florida State Park's website, but that's not where we're going. It's a really cool place from what I understand. No, we are going downriver about 6 miles to Rogers Park, and this is where we decided to challenge ourselves with the paddle boards, paddle upriver 6 miles, and then paddle back downriver for 6 miles. Yes, folks, that is 12 miles on the paddleboard. Oh, and what a challenge it was. We were the first of 3 people in the parking lot on this. It was a Saturday morning in the shoulder season. And no, those are not slalom poles. They are doing some dredging in the Weeki Wachi River to help replenish the river itself and provide a better path for the manatees to swim upriver. All that eelgrass is like the manatees' favorite food in the world, I guess, from what I understand. But yeah, upriver for 6 miles. We didn't get a whole lot of video going upriver because if you stopped paddling, you would lose ground. You would go back downriver. So we didn't get the cameras out very often. We did get it out for some of the wildlife as we were going upriver. Just beautiful, clear water. One thing you keep in mind, you want sunscreen and you will definitely want bug spray, the good type of bug spray. The type of bug spray that destroys your body, because there are yellow flies out here, folks. Oh my gosh, and they will eat you alive. It's actually the females of the yellow flies that will bite you and suck your blood, and I guess they feed the family with it. I don't know what they do, but it'll drive you insane going up this river. Just one will, and they don't let go. I mean, they don't give up. You swat them away, they come back. So yeah, bug spray. Now here we did make it to the end. Just video evidence that we paddled 6 miles upriver, made it to the end, and my nice flowery shorts on there. It was it wasn't bad, not easy, but it wasn't too bad. This was a May morning, so the temperature was really about right for this. And it was quiet. Like I said, it was the shoulder season that we went, and not a whole lot of people. So it was quiet going upriver, and then just going back downriver. There you go. Let's just sit down and relax. It's a lot like a lazy river going back. We did have to get up and guide the board. I didn't have to guide her board. She did wake up eventually to guide it herself, but for all the work you did to get 6 miles up the river, going back down river, a little bit more relaxing. Now, the crowds did pick up a little bit. According to the Florida State Park's website, over 100 million gallons of groundwater flow out of this first magnitude spring each day. And the river it creates is about 7.5 miles long, and just beautiful, clear water. We had the cameras underneath, catching some of the wildlife underneath us in the water. So I guess to be classified as a first magnitude spring, it has to discharge at least 100 cubic feet of water per second, or 64.6 million gallons of water per day. And the first magnitude spring is the largest, I guess, of their spring classifications. And just recently, there was some new rules, law, or I don't know, that rules for the Weeki Wachi River. No longer can you anchor or moor or tie up your watercraft on the river for the first, I think it said like the first 5 miles, or you're not allowed to do that. Well, unfortunately, you're not allowed to do that in the state park, and after mile 5 you are in the state park. So pretty much the whole river, you can't anchor up, you can't moor, tie off, all that stuff. You can't do it anymore with your watercraft. It's a controversial type decision, and that's gonna, for this 12-mile track, going up and down the river and not being able to park it somewhere, beach your board or kayak, at least once, just to stop for a break and get a bite to eat. That's kind of messed up, but it is what it is. I mean, come on, we could probably grab a bite to eat right here while we're sitting and just floating along. We weren't able to float along carelessly like this. As it got later in the day, the river started to get more crowded, more people out there, more noobs out there that were renting a kayak at the state park and then taking it downriver for a mile or two, and not having full control of their watercraft. So there were a couple of moments where, they're trying to avoid us and we're trying to avoid them, and only one of us is practiced enough with our watercraft to avoid the other. It's entertaining, but I mean, more power to them. Just well worth the trip. A lot of people ask about alligators and snakes. We didn't see either on this particular trip. I mean, but like most Floridians will tell you, if there's water, there's gators. Assuming the rules don't change the activity on the river, my suggestion would be to show up on a weekday and get there early in the morning. Early by 7, 8 o'clock, and put in the water about then. Your chances of getting the river to yourself for stretches at a time are greater. As you can see, it does start to get crowded. There is no admission cost to float the river from Rogers Park. Now there is, you do have to pay admission to get into Weeki Wachi Springs State Park, but if you go down to Rogers Park like we did and you get on the river, there's no fee for that. Disposable containers are not allowed on the river. You can't take a bottle of Mountain Dew and a Ziploc baggie with a sandwich in it. They do not allow that on the river. We didn't get our bags searched at any point, but I guess they do occasionally stop people I believe it's just their way of keeping the litter down, which we did not see any junk along the shore anywhere. No beer cans or Coke bottles or water bottles. None of that was present. I mean, during this, it was just, it was awesome. I wish there were hiking trails that looked as clean as this river did. And the fascinating part of that is, on our way back, we came across several groups of people sitting along the shores and on some of these sandbars. There were people sitting there just having a good time, playing their music and, you know, throwing a football back and forth and just having a good time, and no litter. It was great. So when we took this journey, we had, of course, the bug spray, the sunscreen, and we had a couple of cookies that we put in containers, Tupperware type containers that we would obviously be bringing back home, as well as, you know, some cheese crackers and some other stuff. Just, you know, I don't remember how long it took us, and the camera footage timestamps got messed up when I moved them over to the computer. So, but we were fine with just snacks. But yeah, we just threw all that stuff in a wet bag on the paddle boards just in case we fell out. And by the way, I did fall off at one point. All in all, just an amazing experience. Just this river is awesome. It really is. Highly recommend it. Even if you can't do the whole 12-mile journey, you know, go up for a ways and just see what the non-theme park and non-beach areas of Florida can bring you. You know, they call it old Florida, natural Florida, whatever you want to call it. It is just really cool. But I hope you enjoyed our little trip up and down the Weeki Wachi River, and we'll catch y'all down the trail.